So, lesson 1, part 3, objectives to be achieved. What is MSL, difference between AGL and MSL, and uses of maps showing height. These are the objectives to be achieved. Now, let us look back again what we have learned. So, students, this is the last part of the lesson 1. Here again, I am just going through what we have learned in the last class, that is figure 1.7. I am just showing you in your textbook, you are having it. They have given you the 3 colors again. It's for green is for plains, light brown is for plateaus, and dark brown is for mountainous, that is 101 to 150 meters. So according to the height of the land, you have to show it on a physical map. Physical features, when you're showing, you have to show it with the help of the color, so that when someone looks at your map, or when you look at any map, any physical feature map, you will come to know that it is a dark brown, that is a mountainous area or an area which is above 101 meters, and light brown is for area with above 51 meters, and wherever it is green color, it is above sea level, that is 0 to 50 meters. Students, another important part in your textbook is contour lines. Contour line is a line joining places with equal heights on the map. On the map of Nimpur, you would have seen a line passing through the village. This is the 50-meter contour line. All places on this line which have the same height of 50 meters, contour lines are shown in irregular shapes depending upon the landform. These lines cannot touch each other. The distance between two contour lines will depend upon the landscape, that means whether the height of the land. If the land has a steep climb, then the contour lines will be near, and if the slope of the land is gentle, then the contour lines will be far from each other. Students, you have these 2 figures of contour lines. This is a contour map, top view, which is given there. So these lines cannot cut with each other, and the distance between 2 contour lines will depend upon the landscape. If the land has a steep climb, then the contour lines will be near each other. You can see that 3,500 and 4,000 how it is. There's another figure. You can look here. They have an index contour. They have given contour lines. They have given an interval. Contour interval means the distance between one contour line to another contour line. Okay, so they have given the interval. So index is the main change which is they are showing. So these 2 will help you to know what are contour lines. Now look here, uses of maps showing heights. These maps help us to understand the nature of the terrain, where the mountains are, where the valleys are, etc. If you look at the physical map of Telangana, you can identify the Godavari slopes in the eastern part. If you travel westwards from the slopes, you will reach hills in the plateau region. The plateau region itself is cut by many rivers like Krishna and Godavari, and which form deep, broad valleys in them. Maps showing height are essential. For what reasons? When the roads or the dams are constructed, if we have to lay roads in an indulging region between 2 places, such maps help us in deciding the route to taken to by the road. Similarly, when dams are planned, it is necessary to know how much land will be submerged by water of the dam. And now look here, children, in this diagram they have given you 2 stations. Station A 250 MSL and station B is 280 MSL. So the engine has to climb up. Okay, so when you know the MSL of a particular station, you will know how the track has to be laid, and the engine driver will know how much power is needed to pull up to that particular station, because the height, you can just check the height here. A station is 250 MSL, station B is 280 MSL. So this is helpful for both the person who is laying and also the person who is running the engine to know the power needed to climb up. or what speed he can go and climb. Okay, so you can check again 250 MSL. Now you should know what is this MSL. I told you already, it is the height of the land from a point 0 degree which is demarcated after checking the level of the tides for a period of maybe 10 years or 20 years. See here, if you live near a railway station, find out the height of that place with the help of display board. So I have already given you a few. You can just look at it and you will know how they give the MSL on the display board of a railway station. So here children, now we have two terms given here, AGL and MSL, above ground level and mean sea level. So mean sea level is there in your book already, but I will explain what is mean sea level. It is from the surface of the sea. Surface of the sea, they take a point on the land, like that is the 0 feet, and from there they calculate the height of the land. Okay, suppose it's a mountain or plateau, they calculate. AGL is nothing from the top from the ground, whatever height it is. Now suppose it is on the mountain, from there whatever height you take up, that is called AGL, that is above ground level. Can you see there? So where the ground is there, from there you are calculating, and here you are calculating from the mean sea level, like what level you have already marked. Because the water in the sea doesn't stand still, it keeps on moving. It may rise and it may lower down according to the gravitational pull of the moon. Because due to the gravitational pull of the moon and also the gravity of earth, tides are caused. Okay, how tides are caused, there is one more video that you will understand little more clear. But here we are only seeing how to calculate the MSL. Now look here again. So from the sea level till 2050 feet, it is the MSL, and beyond that whatever you are calculating is the AGL. Now look at this picture here. They have given you how to calculate mean sea level. It's a cliff area near the sea, and they have given two lines. One is high tide zone and one is low tide zone. Tide is nothing. Actually there are three movements of ocean water. First one is tide, second is waves, and third one is ocean current. Now tides are caused due to the gravitational pull of the moon and also the gravitational pull of the earth. Both are having gravity. It's due to gravity. Now that video, when you see the next video regarding it, then you will understand, but you just keep in your mind it is because of tide. So when there is a high tide, the water level will rise up, and when it's a low tide, water level will lower down. Okay, it is a rising upward movement and a downward movement. It is not moving outside, but it is upward movement. Water level increases. So what they have done is, as it is not standing still, scientists were in a dilemma, and to which of them height can be measured considered sea level or a 0 meter height. So they should know what is a 0 meter height from where we can measure the land. So they had come to a conclusion after again taking the range. Now look here, the tidal range they have given, high tide range and the low tide range. So make the calculation easy. The easiest way this may be calculated is by selecting a location and calculating the mean sea level at that point and use it as a data. For example, a period of 19 years of hourly level observations may be averaged and used to determine the mean sea level at some measurement point. 19 years they were just checking how is the sea level. Now you can see that how the mean sea level is taken. High tide, low tide, in between there is a mean sea level which they have taken the average line. So from there you start calculating the height of the land. That is your 0 feet, from where feet or meter, from where you calculate the height of any place, whether it's a mountain or a plateau. It is always calculated from there. Now children, page 6, you are having mean sea level. There are high tides and low tides on the level of the sea, and they never stand still. As a result of this phenomena, the level of the sea keeps on either rising or falling. Which of these heights do we take as sea level or 0 meter height? In order to solve this problem, the level of the sea is carefully measured at frequent intervals and the mean level of the sea is calculated. Over a period, scientists observed the high and low levels of sea and they have come to one calculated average level which is known as the mean sea level. Now look at this map, children. It's a map of Telangana which showing the MSL, that is the height of the land. The geographical features, what is that height? You see the index here, dark green 10 to 150 MSL, light green 150 to 300 MSL, yellow for 300 to 600 MSL and light brown for 600 to 1200 MSL. So this map will help any person to know about the height of the land. Looking at the map itself, you can say the land is at what height and what are the other modes of transport or whatever you need to know about that particular homework. Why are the levels of all the seas equal in the world? How is the sea level measured? What are the uses of maps showing height? So these 3 questions you have to answer. And another question you have to answer with the help of the map already provided. It's there in your textbook too. Observe the Telangana map given and list out the areas of districts which are below 150 MSL. So that height you have seen. So with this we complete the first lesson.